Imagine standing at 29,029 feet, the roof of the world, where the air is so thin that every breath feels like fire, the wind howls like a living thing, and the drop-offs plunge thousands of feet into oblivion. Now imagine doing it in total darkness, complete, unyielding blindness. Most people would call it impossible. Erik Weihenmayer called it a challenge. On May 25, 2001, he became the first blind person to summit Mount Everest, proving that true vision comes not from eyes, but from unbreakable will. This is his story, a tale of loss, defiance, triumph, and the refusal to let any barrier define a life. Erik Weihenmayer was born on September 23, 1968, in an ordinary American family, with no hint of the extraordinary path ahead. As a toddler, at just 15 months old, he was diagnosed with juvenile retinoschisis, a rare degenerative eye condition that causes the layers of the retina to split, leading to progressive vision loss. Doctors warned that blindness was inevitable. For the first decade or so, Erik could still see enough to ride bikes, play sports, and live like any active kid. He was legally blind from early on but functional in many ways. Then, around age 13 or 14, the darkness closed in completely. By his early teens, the world went black. The transition was brutal. High school brought isolation, doubt, and the fear that life would shrink to safe, limited spaces. Friends drifted. Activities he loved, like wrestling, seemed out of reach. Society's low expectations loomed large. Be careful. Don't push too hard. Accept your limitations. But Erik refused. He got a guide dog at 16 and pushed back against the narrative that blindness meant sidelined. In those dark days, a Braille newsletter changed everything. It announced a group taking blind kids rock climbing. Erik thought, who would be crazy enough to do that? Then he signed up. The tactile nature of climbing, feeling holds with hands and feet, suited him perfectly. Unlike sighted climbing, where vision dominates, Erik excelled by touch. The struggle and freedom ignited something, a spark that blindness couldn't extinguish. Rock climbing became his gateway to adventure, teaching him problem-solving and resilience. With rock climbing as his anchor, Erik dove deeper into the outdoor world. He wasn't just participating, he was excelling. He joined local groups in Arizona, honing skills on weekends. Blindness forced innovation. He relied on verbal descriptions from partners, the feel of ropes and rock, and an acute sense of balance and sound. In 1995, he tackled his first major peak, Denali, formerly Mount McKinley, North America's highest at 20,310 feet. It was grueling. Freezing temperatures, crevasses, altitude sickness, but he summited. This success fueled ambition. He realized blindness wasn't a barrier to big mountains. It was just a different way of navigating them. Over the next years, Erik climbed more peaks, building experience and a reputation. He became a middle school teacher and wrestling coach, proving he could thrive in normal life while pursuing the extraordinary. He rafted raging rivers, skied, and paraglided, always adapting tools and techniques to his reality. Each adventure reinforced a mindset. Barriers exist to be overcome, not accepted. By the late 1990s, Erik set his sights higher. The 7 summits, the highest peak on each continent, became his goal. Denali was first, then Aconcagua in South America, Kilimanjaro in Africa, and others. He wasn't the only one dreaming big. He built rope teams, supportive groups of climbers who believed in him. These partnerships became key: trust, communication, and shared commitment. Mount Everest, at 29,029 feet, is unlike any other. It's not just height. It's death zone territory, low oxygen, extreme cold, avalanches, ice falls, and the infamous Khumbu Icefall, a shifting maze of ice towers and crevasses. Many doubted a blind climber could survive, let alone summit. Critics said he'd endanger the team. Erik assembled the 2001 National Federation of the Blind Everest Expedition. His team included strong climbers like Eric Alexander, Luis Benitez, Brad Bull, Jeff Evans, Pasquale Scaturo, team leader, and others, about 13 Westerners and 8 Sherpas. Filmmaker Michael Brown documented the journey. Preparation was intense. They trained for years. High-altitude simulations, ice climbing, crevasse rescue. Erik used innovative aids. A long probe to feel the path ahead, verbal cues from teammates, ice axe right, step up, and jingle bells on climbers for auditory tracking. Sherpas and team members formed a human guide system. The South Call route, classic via Nepal, meant facing the Khumbu Icefall repeatedly for acclimatization carries. It was a living beast, with bus-sized ice blocks calving and ladders spanning deep crevasses. Erik navigated by feel, sound, and absolute trust in his rope team. Challenges mounted. Altitude sickness hit hard. Weather-delayed pushes. Physical exhaustion tested everyone. Skeptics back home questioned the mission. But the team bonded deeply. Erik's determination inspired them. Their belief carried him. May 25, 2001. After weeks of acclimatization and waiting for a weather window, the final push began from high camp. The night was endless, slow, labored steps in the death zone, where oxygen is a third of sea level. Erik moved in total darkness, relying on his team's voices and the rope linking them. The Hillary step, a near-vertical rock face near the top, loomed. Erik felt his way up, hands probing holds, feet finding purchase. Winds whipped, cold bit deep, hours blurred into survival. At 10 a.m. Nepal time, Erik reached the summit. He stood on top of the world, the first blind person ever to do so. Teammates surrounded him. Many summit that day too. Records fell, Erik's feet, plus others on the team. Emotions surged, joy, relief, gratitude. The descent was equally perilous, but they made it safely. Word spread fast. Time magazine featured him on the cover. The world marveled. A blind man had conquered Everest. Erik didn't stop at Everest. He completed the 7 summits in 2008 with Karstens Pyramid, Papua New Guinea, becoming the only blind person to achieve this elite feat, one of few hundred-sighted climbers at the time. In 2004, he led blind Tibetan teens to over 21,000 feet on Everest's north side, higher than any blind group before, captured in the documentary Blind Sight. He wrote books like Touch the Top of the World, his memoir, and co-authored No Barriers, a blind man's journey up Everest and lessons on living. He founded No Barriers USA, an organization empowering people with challenges through adventures, mindset training, and programs. Erik became a motivational speaker, teacher, and activist, inspiring millions. His message, no barriers, turn obstacles into opportunities with vision, team, and persistence. Even after Everest, his team leaders' words echoed, "Don't make Everest the greatest thing you ever do." Erik lived it, rafting the Grand Canyon, climbing El Capitan, pushing limits. Today, Erik continues speaking, adventuring, and advocating. His story reminds us that limitations are often illusions. Blindness took his sight, but never his vision. What barriers are holding you back? Whatever they are, physical, mental, or perceived, Erik's journey shows they're surmountable. Start small, build your rope team, and climb. The summit awaits. If the story moved you, like and share it with a friend who loves adventure tales. And subscribe channel, hit bell icon for more stories, comment below.